Have you seen the video? And do you have less questions now that the video has been released?
No, I think the video doesn't answer any questions. I think the video has a perspective from the police side, but you know, when you look at it from a person that sees the video from the side that the family saw it from, it looked like there was some kind of unconclusive evidence that shows that there may be some kind of weapon that was not really processed during the course of all of this that was going on. It looks like it could have been somebody could have just threw it out there, or somebody could have just, you know, it just didn't look right. It doesn't look right, and we're not satisfied with it. That's why we're still protesting. That's why we're still marching. We still think that there's some evidence that's not been uncovered, some things that's not been done yet. So we want to make sure that we get that process done through this protest of due process, and all lives matter. And so it's beautiful. This is what community looks like when you're unified. And so with that being said,
a big question is, and that our anchors also have been wanting to know, does it matter that, say he did have a gun, that's what the police are saying, let's go with the facts that police have given us.
Right.
Say he has a gun and he has marijuana. Should that matter when it comes to using lethal force?
Absolutely not. First of all, it doesn't warrant. First of all, it's not illegal to have a gun. Second of all, he did not have a warrant. So therefore, whether he had a gun or not was irrelevant until they didn't question him. They didn't ask him if he had a gun. They just saw it and assumed and went from there. With that being said, that doesn't warrant shooting or killing of anybody. But you know, I think it was a wrongly executed situation by the police. I think they could have handled it a lot better than they did. And I think this is the reason why that you have us out here tonight, is because of the situation. I think the police need to find a better solution and a better way of handling their officers. I think they need to be retrained. I think things need to happen in a better way to where everybody that sees them don't run from them, but run to them. I don't think the cops should be serving themselves because they're not serving the community. And this is the reason why we're here.
My final question to you, at some point down the line, the protest will end.
Mm-hmm.
How does Charlotte heal after the protesters are off the streets?
I think this is going to be the opportunity for the leaders that are in the community to come out and set the tone for the city. This is a beautiful city. This is a place where everybody gets along. It's very diversified. It's very unified. It's just that certain situations bring us to this point to where we have to protest. We have to get things done because of the situation. But I think there's some wonderful leaders in this community that's going to come together, put their heads together, put the right people in place, and get this city back to where it used to be and where it can be as a city of Charlotte. So.
Thank you so much for taking time to talk with us.
I appreciate it.
And that's just yet another voice here on the streets of Charlotte. We're going to continue to get reaction from people, because some people do have different opinions. Some people believe that there are more questions, like we've been talking about before the video was released. There are some people who feel that they have made up their minds and say that the video that police have released does not say what the police chief has said. But again, there are still a lot of things that have to be released. There's still an investigative process that is going on. There are still now new preliminary and other outside investigations. So this will take some time, but right now protesters believe that them shutting the streets down of Uptown will be their battle cry right now until they get change. I've been talking to some parents just throughout the day, and they've said that they want their children to see this and to be a part of this. So there are children out here. It has remained very calm, but I will say tonight I've heard more curse words, a little bit more anger in some people's voices. I know they have had their chance. Usually the chats have been Black Lives Matter, release the tape, things like that, but not so much hearing these curse words. Excuse me, ma'am. Have you seen the tape?
I saw parts of the tape, yes.
What do you think? Police still saying, they showed us pictures of the gun, showed us pictures of the gun. What was your initial reaction? Do you have more questions, or?
Yes, lots of questions, and I don't understand why it took 4 shots to take one man down. He did not need to die.
Do you see, cops are saying a perceived threat. That can be different things.
They think every big black man is a threat, but when he's on the football field throwing the ball or he's dribbling it down the basketball court, they're not a threat. So why in the street are they a threat? I got 3 sons. What am I supposed to think when they get older? Are they going to be a threat to the police?
Why did you want to come out here tonight? And have you been out here multiple nights?
This is the first night I'm out, and I'm out here with my son because I wanted him to see how real this is. He's growing up in this world. I want this to be a safer place for my sons when they get older.
How have you had that conversation with your son? I mean, he seems like he's what, maybe 13?
15 years old, and we just have an open conversation, and he expresses his feelings about this, and he thinks pretty much on the same line as me that it was not fair for that guy to die.
What do you think needs to happen as far as in general, not so much Keith Scott, but overall
we need to go to the polls. We need to vote. So just being out here tonight is not going to change anything. Our votes do count, they do matter, and we need to go to the polls.
We're near the front of the protest as we're making our way down East 6th Street. As you can see, the cops are ahead. I was talking to law enforcement with the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department, and they were telling me they're going to do rolling stops. What I've noticed is, unlike earlier this week, the protesters are more organized, more unified. Earlier today, we were by the police department, and they were unified. They had lunch together. They had meeting times. I'm told they're planning something near Bank of America Stadium tomorrow, sometime around the game time. But I was speaking with police earlier, specifically the police officers that are on bicycle, and they said since this group is more mobilized, since there are just one group and not separate groups going their own ways, they're just doing rolling stops. So if you went anywhere else in Uptown, it looks normal. People are at businesses that may be open. People are just going about as normal. I've seen families, I've seen parents pushing their kids in strollers. But police here are just doing rolling stops. Wherever they stop, they'll stop. And when they go ahead, they'll go ahead. But right now they're doing rolling stops. Again, we're in the front of the protest. Moments ago, they sat down on the corner of Brevard and 6th Street and had a moment of silence for Keith Scott. And they sat there in the middle of the road, and now they're back moving. We've been asking people what they think of the videos. Some people very passionate, some people still asking questions, saying that they still don't believe the facts that CMPD has given the public. But a lot of people, what I've noticed tonight, they're more unified. And again, we're trying to get more information, but from the protesters I've talked to, from when they stopped to have lunch together earlier today, they are planning something for the game tomorrow. But at this time, we do not know the details just yet.